Hello and welcome back to the Active Spirit Live Edition, a video series from Active Chartered Financial Planners where we talk about some hot topics, emerging trends and offer guidance in the world of finance. In this edition we're going to be discussing careers and development in the financial sector, how to get young people involved and how to help employees grow in their roles. Joining me are Andrew Gilmore, a Chartered Financial Planner with myself at Active, and Dr. Hugh Williams, Headmaster at Yarm School. Together we're going to chat about how we encourage young people to consider a career in finance and the opportunities for learning once you get there. So I'm going to start with yourself, Hugh. How are young people making decisions about their careers at the moment?
I think it's a really interesting question. I think there is a change in the landscape post 18 probably, which is seeing, particularly in the fields of finance and accounting, business taking the initiative. Really, there are more opportunities for degree apprenticeships, which are attractive options for our students, and we're seeing an increasing number of A-level students looking down that route as a way of gaining skills and getting a degree, but at the same time being in a business. So some of the big companies, Ernst & Young, PwC, KPMG, that type of companies are really attractive to our pupils, and we're seeing some success there. I think on the whole, though, certainly this is true at Yarm School, the traditional route to university remains the significant majority of our students' destinations. And about somewhere between 20 and 30 pupils in our sixth form in every year will be doing economics or business or both. And a number of those are going into those degrees. And the percentage, the proportion of our pupils in the last few years doing finance, management, accounting degrees has gone up from about just under 8% to just over 12% of our cohort last year went into one of those different degree courses.
That's really pleasing to hear, to be fair. We, like many businesses, are struggling to recruit that next generation now. And moving on to Andrew. Andrew, you joined us about 15 years ago almost now. It doesn't seem that long, really. But what first made you consider a career in finance, and what opportunities have you found that there are to progress within our industry?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, 15 years is a long time. But when I was first looking for a career in finance, it was accounting that I was initially looking at, and I like the idea of, I suppose, the opposite to university in terms of being able to work. I think the degree apprenticeships weren't readily available back when I was looking. So I went to the North East Chamber of Commerce, did an apprenticeship via them. I had a couple of interviews in accounting and didn't really gel with the firms that I was interviewing with. Got through to some final stages, and I think ultimately one of the things that put me off was kind of career progression and kind of a firm putting out a plan in front of you. And then when I interviewed, as you said there, 15 years ago with Active, I like the kind of drive that the business seemed to have in terms of wanting people to come in and not just sit in a role, but have a career and a plan put in front of them. So being able to do that and work around doing the qualifications, really kind of drove me onto a career in finance.
Yeah, obviously in that 15 years that you've been with us, I think you've sat in every seat, haven't you? And you've almost gone through every single role within the business. So there are development opportunities certainly within Active, and hopefully that's true amongst other businesses of our type that are out there. You've clearly benefited from that.
Yeah, I mean the apprenticeship that I went on to was actually business administration. So during the interview stage, going through the kind of options, being a financial planner, being a paraplanner, similar to a paralegal in law. All of these were kind of outlined at the beginning, which was really insightful because I didn't actually know what financial planning was when I was going to the interview initially until I had a bit of a read around. So there's plenty of opportunities in financial planning and within businesses, not just the obvious, working for a financial planning firm, looking to be a financial planner. We at Active obviously support people in marketing careers, management careers. I did a management qualification on a degree apprenticeship a couple of years back, which has certainly helped as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with a career in financial planning, and it's quite flexible to do so. Lots of opportunities out there.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming back to yourself, Hugh, what do you think businesses like ours, or certainly our industry, what do we need to be doing more of to attract people into a world of finance? Is there anything that we're not doing that we should do more of? You're obviously on the coalface dealing with this next generation.
I think the input that our students get, and this applies to any sector really, the input that our students can get from people doing that role in that environment day in, day out is hugely valuable to them to understand what the career they might be thinking of means. So on the one hand, being visible in schools is a really important thing. And at Yarm School, we try really hard to get businesses in from a whole range of sectors to help our students understand, as part of the careers provision we offer here, to help our students and students from other schools actually who come and join us at Yarm for these career events, to help them understand what the options are. So, I know Active has been involved in a very successful program we've run for the last 10 years now called Yarm Apprentice, which is based on Lord Sugar's TV apprentice show. And that helps our students really get under the skin of business and finance and accounting and marketing and all the things that are just being discussed as part of what a career might look like in this sector. But they do it in a safe environment here at school. That only works because companies like yourselves come in and offer time to expose the students to those experiences that you have, and that's hugely valuable. And similarly, at career conventions or career cluster events that we run, where we will focus perhaps in a career cluster event on one particular sector or sets of jobs, having real businesses in there to explain the route they took to get to where they are, the options there are in the business, is really empowering to the students that we have. So I think businesses being willing to spend time in schools is critical, and I know that you do that, and others do. Darlington Building Society come and help us in a similar way in the Yarm Apprentice. There are other companies that do that, but in terms of the sector gaining interest from pupils, they can only learn what it means really by hearing from someone who's doing it.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. It's lovely to hear that. Obviously, if what we do, it does make an impact. Just on that point, can I just ask? Are those students likely to benefit more from hearing from somebody like myself as a business owner, or from somebody like Andrew who has been that apprentice and sort of has come through the ranks and forged a great career within our industry? Who are they going to gel with more? Because sometimes it's hard to pitch it right.
I guess the answer there really, if I'm being selfish, is both, because you didn't get to your position from day one in your career. You built your career and you're able to talk about how you've reached the position you're in, the choices you've made on the way through that career, whereas someone younger in their career is probably more accessible in terms of their recent experience that might be closer to what the students are about to embark on. Certainly when we put a careers cluster event together, we don't just try and get a panel of people who are right at the top of their career and have got decades of experience. We try to include someone at university doing that course, someone who's early in their career, someone who's changed into that career from a different setting. Sometimes we try and give a diverse panel of people to speak to the students for precisely the reason you say. So there isn't a right answer to that question, really, because you would both bring valuable experience and insights that the pupils would learn from.
Thanks, Hugh. And finally, I'll come to yourself, Andrew. Clearly, your career has worked well. It's worked for you. If you were talking to your younger self, what would you say in terms about entering this profession? Any words of wisdom?
I'd probably just follow up on some of the things that Hugh has said there. That there's a lot of opportunities out there. There's degree apprenticeships. There's things that schools put on. I know there's things that charities put on as well that we attend, where you can get a real insight into what an occupation looks like. So I think it's a really good use of your time if you're a little bit unsure about what you want as a career to come along to one of these things and just spend a little bit of time getting to know what a different career in different areas would look like. And I suppose ultimately I was quite lucky landing at a firm like Active, but I think not to panic if you're a little bit unsure what you want to do. and just take the time to have a look around and see what's out there.
That's absolutely brilliant, and thanks you. Obviously, it's a pleasure for us when we come into Yarm School and any other school that we work closely with, including the colleges and the universities. It is quite humbling for us to be asked, but then actually have an involvement in their potential futures. So we're more than happy to help keep doing that moving forward. So thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Hugh. Whatever your business, it's worth investing in the future generations to ensure your firm's fiscal future. Your professional advisors, like your accountant, financial advisor, can offer further advice and support. Thank you for joining us on this edition of the Active Spirit Live, and thanks again to my guests Andrew Gilmore and Dr. Hugh Williams. Please join us next time.